Dear student or pupil, welcome to the Common Entrance Question and Answers review. In this video, we'll be looking at mathematics for 2019 questions. So get your past questions ready, but you can also subscribe to the acadalen.com so that you can experience the same CBT access I'll be using for answering these questions. So let's get started. Alright, now the first question here is how many seconds make up 3.5 minutes? Alright, so we can see option A is 240, option B 210, option C 60, option D 180, and option E 120. So let's look at how we can solve this question in the other section. Alright, so let's go there. Alright, let's look at our question. So the question is, how many seconds make up 3.5 minutes? So let's begin. So first of all, we say 60 seconds is equals to 1 minute. So therefore 3.5 minutes rather is equal to 3.5 times 60 seconds. So we change 3.5 into improper fraction. That'll be 7/2 times 60 over 1. 2 divided by 2, 1. 60 divided by 2, that should be 30. So 7 times 30 over 1, which gives us 210 seconds, which is our final answer. So the answer is, as we saw in the calculation, the answer is option B, 210 seconds. So now let's get to the next question. 210 seconds. So question 2, write in figure 12,702. Alright, so we can see option A to E here. And alright, so let's see how we can solve this question. So let's go over to the calculations side. So this question is write in figures 12,702. So let's write. So that's 12000, that's 12,000. 700 is 700, and then 2. So we draw the lines and then we write them down. 12702, and that is how to write in figures. Alright, from our calculations we can see that the answer is B, 12,702. So that's how to write it. Alright, so let's click on that. E. So let's go to question 3. So question 3 says write in words 30385, which is 30,385. So let's go over to the solution and see how it is done. Alright, the next question, write in words 30385. So let's start our place values, tens of thousands, hundreds, tenths, and units. So 30385. So let's start with tens of thousands. So that's 3. So that's 30000, and that is 30,000. Next is thousands, and there's 0 there, so just fill it with zeros. That place, so that's zeros. Next is hundreds. Number there is 300, which is 300. The next is of course our tens, and what is there is number 8. So we put this 0 in front, which is 80. That's EIGHTY. Next we have our units, which of course number 5, which is 5. So by the time we put them all together, we are going to have 30,385. Alright, from there we can see the option is option C. It is 30,385. Alright, so we click that, and then let's go to question 4. So question 4 is find the square root of 36 over 25. You can see the options there. So let's go over to the solutions and area and see which is our final what we get answer. Alright, so this question is find the square root of 36 over 25. So let's begin. So 36 over 25 is equal to, and of course 36 over 25, you put the square root signs on top of 36 and on top of 25. So square root of 36 is 6 over square root of 25 is 5. That's improper fractions, so let's say to mixed fraction, that's 1 over 1 over 5, which is your final answer. So the answer is 1 number 1 over 5, which is of course option E. So there. So next question, question 5. So question 5 says Bola deposits 5,000 naira in the savings bank account if she is paid an interest rate of 5% per annum for 2 years. How much is the simple interest? So we can see the options here. So let's go over to the solutions area and see how we get the answer. Alright, so the question is Bola deposits 5,000 naira in a savings bank account. If she is paid an interest rate of 5% per annum for 2 years, how much is the simple interest? So let's begin. So 5% of 5,000 naira. That's how we start. So which is 5 over 100 times 5,000 over 1. 100 divided by 100, that's 1. 5,000 divided by 100, that's of course 50. So it's equals to 5 times 50 over 1. So which is equal to 250 naira per annum. So for 2 years, that'll be 250 naira times 2, which is equal to 500 naira. And that's your final answer. So from the solutions area, we see that the answer to the question is 500, which is option A. Alright, so let's click that, option A. Alright, so let's go to question 6. So question 6 says change 4.5 days into hours. Alright, so we can see the options here, A, B, C, D, and E. So let's go to the solutions page and see solution section rather, and see how we get the answer. Alright, so let's begin with this one. The question is change 4.5 days into hours. So we know 24 hours is equal to 1 day. So therefore 4.5 days is equal to 4.5 times 24 hours. So we change 4.5 into improper fraction, which is of course 9 over 2 times 24 over 1, 2 divided by 2, 1, 2 divided by 2, 12. It's equal to 9 times 12 over 1, which is of course equals to 108 hours, which is our final answer. Alright, so from there we can see that the answer is option D, which is 108 hours. Option D. So let's click that. And so we go to the next question 7. So question 7 says Ibu bought 5 books at 40 naira each and sold them for 150 naira. What is the loss? Okay, so once again, let's go to our solutions section and see how it's done. Alright, so the question is Igbo bought 5 books at 40 naira each and sold them for 150 naira. What is the loss? So let's start. 5 books was bought at 40 naira, so times 5, then the cost price is equal to 200 naira. So selling price will be equal to 150 naira. Of course, we know that it was given. So therefore, the loss is the cost price minus the selling price. So if the cost price is 200 naira, selling price 150 naira, so the loss will be 50 naira, which is our final answer. And from there we can see that the answer is 50 naira, of course, which is option A. Now which is option A. So let's go to question 8. So question 8. Ado bought a pair of shoes for 5,000 naira and sold it for 4,000 naira. What is his percentage loss? Alright, so we can see the options here. So let's go to our solutions video and see how we get the answer. Okay, let's begin. Ado bought a pair of shoes for 5,000 naira and sold it for 4,000 naira. What is his percentage loss? Alright, so the cost price is, of course, 5,000 naira, while the selling price is 4,000 naira. So therefore, the loss will be 5,000 naira. That's okay, the cost price minus selling price, which is equal to 5,000 naira minus 4,000 naira, which is of course equal to 1,000 naira. So the percentage loss will therefore be the loss over the cost price times 100 over 1. We know the loss is 1,000 naira, then over the cost price, which is 5,000 naira, times 100 over 1. So 100 divided by 101 divided by 5,000, that is 50. Divided by 51 by 1,020. So that's 20%, which is your final answer. So the answer is 20%. That is the percentage loss, and which is D. Then let's go to the next question. So question 9. In a class, there are 30 girls and 45 boys. Find the ratio of girls to boys. We can see the options there. First is ratio 4 to 9, and last is ratio 1 to 3. So let's go to our solutions video and see how we get the answer to that. Alright, let's begin. In a class, there are 30 girls and 45 boys. Find the ratio of girls to boys. Alright, so let's begin. 30 ratio 45, which is 30 over 45. So 15, 30 divided by 15, that's 2. 45 divided by 15, that's 3, which is their common factor. So it's equals to 2 over 3. Then which your final answer should be 2 ratio 3. And that's your final answer. So from our solutions video, we can see that the answer is 2 ratio 3, ratio 2 to 3. So which is option D. So question 10. Alright, question 10 says 1/4 of a number is 5. Find the number. We can see the options there: 20, 30, 25, 15, and 10. So let's go to the solutions video and see what answer that gives us. Alright, so let's start this question. 1/4 of a number is 5. Find the number. So let's begin. So let the number be x. Alright, so therefore 1/4 of x is equal to 5. So that's 1/4 times x over 1 is equal to 5. So 1 times x, that's x, and 1/4 times 1, that's 4. That's x over 4 is equal to 5 over 1. So let's cross multiply. That's x times 1, which is x, is equal to 4 times 5, which is 20, which is your final answer. So we can see from the answer that it gives us 20. It's question 10. So 20 is our answer. So let's go to the next. It's 11. Question 11 says a worker earns 4,000 naira per month. How much does he earn in half a year? Alright, So we can see the options here, 24,000, and of course the last is 48,000, which is A to E. Okay, so let's go to our solutions video and see how we get our answer. Okay, so let's get to the next question. And so a worker earns 4,000 naira per month. How much does he earn in half a year? So 1 month is equal to 4,000 naira. Therefore, half a year will be equal to 6 months. And of course, which will be 4,000 times 6, and that will give us 24,000 naira. Right, and that's our final answer. So from our answer, we see that the correct answer is 24,000, which is option A. So let's go to the next. Question 12. Alright, so what must be subtracted from 3.10 to have 1.001? So we can see the options there. Now let us go to our solutions video and see how we get the answer. Alright, so let's go to the next question, and that is, what must be subtracted from 3.10 to have 1.001? So let's write that 3.100 minus 1.001. So let's subtract. So when you're subtracting, 0 cannot subtract 1, so the next is 0, that can go either. So you borrow 1 from 1, it becomes 0, and then that becomes 10. Yes, borrow 1 from that becomes 9, and then that becomes 10. So 10 minus 1, that's 9. 9 minus 0, 9. 0 minus 0, 0. 3 minus 1, that is 2. So 2.099, that's your final answer. So from our solutions video, we see that the answer is 2.099, which is option C. So let's go to the next. 13. What is the cost of 60 oranges if 4 costs 20 naira? So let's look at our answers. Let's look at the calculations in the video and see what we get. So let's look at our next question. So which is, what is the cost of 60 oranges if 4 costs 20 naira? So if 4 costs 20 naira, 60 oranges will be equal to 60 over 4 times 20 over 1. So 4 divided by 4, 1. 20 divided by 4, that'll be 5. It is equal to 60 times 5 over 1. And that will give us 300 naira. It's our final answer. So the answer is 300 naira, which is option D. Next question, 14. So it says, arrange the following fractions in ascending order. Okay, so let's go to our solutions video and see what the answer is. So let's look at this question. Arrange the following fractions in ascending order. 3 over 4, 5 over 8, 7 over 12, and 2 over 3. So that's 3 over 4, this is 5 over 8, this is 7 over 12, and this is 2 over 3. So let's see which one is from smallest to biggest. So which one is smallest according to the volume. Okay, we can see there. That's the next one. That's the next one. You can see that is still, that's looking large. And then last but not least, yes, so you can see that one too looks like the highest volume. So the 7 over 12, 5 over 8, 2 over 3, and of because 3 over 4. So the answer is option C according to option. So let's click that and let's go to our next question. Question 15. So question 15 says, what is the place value of 5 in 504.13? So let's go over to our video and see how it's done. Alright, so let's look at the next question. What is the place value of 5 in 504.13? So 100 tenths and units. So 500 hundreds, 10 under tenths, and 400 units. So 500 hundreds, so that's 500, which is your final answer. From our video, we can see that is 500. So that is option E. Now let's go to the next question. 16. Question 16. In a school, there are 478 boys and 329 girls. How many pupils are in the school altogether? Right, so let's go over to our solutions video and see how we get the answer. Okay, let's try and solve the next question. The question is, in a school there are 478 boys and 329 girls. How many pupils are in the school altogether? So let's start. Let's write our numbers. 478 boys and plus 229 girls. So 8 plus 9, 17. 7. You carry 1 to the other side, that's plus 1. So 7 plus 1 plus 2, that's 10. 0. You carry 1 to the other side, that's plus 1. So 4 plus 5, 1, 5 plus 3, 8. That's 807 pupils, which is your final answer. So according to our solutions video, the answer is 807, which is option A. So let's go to the next question, question 17. And that is, okay, they say use the information to answer the question. So 40 pupils contributed 10 naira each for the cost of their class party, which is to be held during the Easter holidays. The pie chart shows how the money will be spent. So we can see the pie chart here. Food 60%, gift 20%, 5% miscellaneous, and drinks 15%. So how many was contributed together? So let's go to our video and see how we get the answer to that. Okay, so let's look at our next question. Alright, 40 pupils contribute 10 naira each to the cost of their class party. And here is a pie chart showing the distribution. So how much was contributed all together? That's the first question. So how do we go about this? Say, all right, 40 pupils times 10 naira, that's equal to 400 naira, which is your final answer. So we can see that the answer there is 400 naira. That's option B. So let's click that and go to the next question. So 18. Using that same graph or that same diagram, how much was spent on food? So let's go back to the video and see how we get that answer. Alright, so the next question, of course, with the same question. 40 pupils contributed 10 naira each to the cost of their class party. How much was spent on food? So that's the question. So let's look at the picture, the image again, and we can see that food is 60% there. So 60% of 400 naira, that'll be equal to 60 over 100 times 400 over 1. 100 divided by 100, 1. 400 divided by 100, that's 4. So that's 60 times 4 over 1. It's equal to, so that's 240 naira, which is your final answer. So the answer there is 240, which is option D. Alright, so let's go to the next question, 19. Alright, for question 19, we can see the same phonics here. So let us find So find the ratio of the money spent on food to the money spent on gifts. And so let's look at our video and see how to get the answer. So let's look at our next question. Of course, the same pie chart question. So the question is, find the ratio of money spent on food to the money spent on gifts. So let's look at the diagram in pie chart again. And so let's see, money spent on food is equal to 240 naira, because we found that. So money spent on gifts is equal to, look at the percentage there, that's about 20%, I believe, of 400 naira, the total. So let's find out. So that's 20 over 100 times 400 over 1. 100 divided by 100, that'll be 1. 400 divided by 100, that'll be 4. So that'll be equal to 20 times 4 over 1. So 20 times 4, that's equal to 80 naira. Okay, so 240 ratio 80. So we're going to have to divide that, which is equal to 240 by 80. 80 divided by 81. 80 divided by 240, that will be 3. So this equals to 3 over 1, which is equal to 3 ratio 1, which is your final answer. So we can see from our video the answer is 3 ratio 1, which is option C. So we'll take that. Let's get to the next question. 20. So using the same diagram, let's look at on which item was the least money spent on and how much. Okay, so we can see that the 5% there is for decorations, right? So the answer, so let's look at the video and see the answer. All right, so still on that pie chart question, but this time the question is on which items was the least money spent and how much. So let's look at our diagram again, our pie chart. You can see that the least item there was, that's 5%. So let's find it. That's 5% of 400 naira. That's equal to 5 over 100 times 400 over 1. 100 divided by 100, that's 1. 400 divided by 100, that is 4. So that's equal to 5 times 4 over 1, which gives us 20 naira, which is your final answer. Alright, so we can see that the answer is option D, option C rather, for decoration. That's 20 naira. So off to question 21. So question 21 is find 49.6 times 0.72. So let's go to our video and see how we solve for that answer. So let's look at this question. Find 49.6 times 0.72. So let's remove the decimal point first. That's what we'll do with this method. So that's 496, but not times 72, but times 70. We'll separate it. We'll first multiply 70 first, then 2. So I separated 70 and 2. So 496 times 2. So we are going to do this separately. So let's start 0 times 6, that will be 0. 0 times 9, that will be 0. 0 times 4, that will be 0. So 7 times 6, that is 42. Write 2 down, plus 4 up there. And 7 times 9, that's 63, plus 4, that's 67. So write 7, then plus 1, plus 6 up there. So 6 plus 4, that is 10. Oh, sorry, 7 times 4, that's 28, plus 6, that's 34. So let's add them together. So 0 will come down to 0. This will be 0 plus 2, that's 2. 0 plus 7, that's 7.
then 4, and then 3. That's 34720. So let's go to the other one. 2 times 6, that's 12. So that's bring 2 down, then plus 1 up. So 2 times 9, that'll be 18, plus 1, that'll be 19. So you put down 9, you carry 1 plus 1, so 2 times 4 be next. That's 8 plus 1, that's 9. So which is 992. So we're going to add the two together to give us our final answer. So that's 34720 plus 992. So let's add them together. 0 plus 2, that's 2. 2 plus 9, that's 11. 1 plus 1 up there. So 7 plus 9, that's 16, plus 1, that's 17. So 7 plus 1 up there. That's 4 plus 1, that's 5. And then we have 3. Alright, now we have to find where to put the decimal point. So we look at the numbers and see how many numbers are after decimal point. In 49.6 we have just 6, and in 0.72 we have just 7 and 2, which makes it 3 decimal places. So from the right we move 1, that's we skip 2, move once again, we skip 1, and then for the third decimal place we skip 1 again. So which means that the decimal point will be just there. So that's 35.712, which is our final answer. So we can see from the solution that the answer is 35.712, which is this. Alright, so let's go to the next question. So question 22. So find the difference between the sum of 350 and 250 and the product of 25 and 8. So over to our solutions video and see how we get that answer. Alright, so let's look at the next question. Find the difference between the sum of 350 and 250 and the product of 25 and 8. So let's arrange them. What we want to do: 350 plus 250 minus 25 times 8. Right, so let's first do the addition first. That's 350 plus 250. Draw lines and let's add. So 0 plus 0, that will be 0. 5 plus 5, that will be 10. 0 plus 1, that will be 3 plus 1, that's 4 plus 2, that's 6. So we've done the addition. So now let's get to the multiplication. That's 25 times 8. So 25 times 8. So draw a line. So 8 times 5, that's 40. So that's 0. Then you plus 4. So 2 times 8, 16. Plus 4, 20. So that'll be 200. So now we subtract the 2 together. That's 600 minus 200. So 600. That's 600 minus 2, 0, 0. That's 200. So by the time we do that, that's 0, 0, and 6 minus 2, that's 4, which is 400, which is our final answer. So from our video we can see the answer is 400, which is this. So let's get to the next 23. So the question 23: a trader borrowed 50,000 naira for an investment. If the rate of investment is 5% every 6 months, how much has he to pay as interest in 8 years? So let's go to our video and see how we get the answer for that. So let's look at the next question. A trader borrowed 50,000 naira for an investment. If the rate of interest is 5% by every 6 months, how much has he to pay as interest in 8 years? So let's begin. So 5% of 50,000 naira, that's equal to 5 over 100 times 50,000 over 1. 100 divided by 100, that'll be 1. 100 divided by 50,000, that'll be 500. So 5 times 500 over 1, and that'll be equal to 4,500 naira every 6 months. So for 8 years, let's first calculate for 1 year first. That's 12 months. That's equals to 1 year. So 8 years is equal to 12 months times 8, which is equal to 96 months. So therefore 96 over 6, we find the 6 divided by 6, 1, 6 divided by 6, and that will give us 16. So we know that's 16 times. So therefore, to find the answer, we have to calculate 2005 times 16, which is equal to 40,000 naira only, which is our final answer. So we can see from our video that the answer is 40,000, which is this, 40,000 naira. Right, so question 24. So it is convert 11001 base 2 to base 10. So let's look at our video and see how we find the answer to that. So let's begin with this one. The question is convert 11001 base 2 to base 10. So how do we begin? First, let's do 5 brackets representing each of the figures there. So that is 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Alright, now let's put a multiplication sign in each bracket. Times, 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 and times. So from the right to the left, let's start 2 raised to the power 0. The next one 2 raised to the power 1. Next one 2 raised to the power 2. Next 2 raised to the power 3. And finally we have 2 raised to the power 4. So what's 2 raised to the power 4? That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's 16. Times 1, that's 16. Plus 2 raised to the power 3, that's 8. Times 1, 8. 2 raised to the power 2, that's 4. Times 0, 0. 2 raised to the power 1, that's 2. Times 0, 0. 2 raised to the power 0, that's 1. Times 1, 1. So we're going to add them all together. 16 plus 8 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1, which gives us 25, which is our final answer. So we can see that the answer is this, 25 in base 10. So next question is question 25. So what is 1 over 3 of 9 times a half of 1 over 3 of 9 times a half of 10? Alright, so let's look at our solution video and see how we get the answer to that. Okay, let's start with this question. What is 1/3, that's 1 over 3 of 9 times a half of 10? Alright, so let's begin. So that's 1 over 3 of 9. That's 1 over 3 times 9 over 1. 3 divided by 3, 1. 9 divided by 3, 3. So that's equal to 1 times 3 over 1, which is equal to 3. Alright, so what of half of 10? That's half of 10. So that's 1 over 2 times 10 over 1. 2 divided by 2, 1. 10 divided by 2, 5, which is equal to 1 times 5 over 1, which is equal to 5. So 3 times 5 is therefore equal to 15, which is your final answer. So from our solutions video, we see that this is the answer is 15. Right, so question 26. Write 0.0025 as a fraction. So how do we go about this? Let's look at our video and see the solution. Okay, so let's tackle this question. That is, write 0.0025 as a fraction. So let's begin. 0.0025. So with moving decimal points, and you will need a multiple of 10 to do so. So either 10, 20, or 100, or anything that 10 has 0 in front can move the decimal point either to the right or to the left. So that's what we are going to be doing here. So we want to try and get this decimal point to move from here to the end there, so it can become 25. That's when we have a full fraction. So we are going to try and move it one at a time. So let's move it once. We move decimal point once to this point, that becomes 0.025 over 10 since we moved it once. All right, let's move it again, and that, yes, to that point, that becomes 0.25 over, this time is 100 since we have moved it twice. Move one more time again, so decimal point comes here, that's 2.5 over 1000. So, and last but not least, we move it one more time to where we want to get to, that point, and that's 25 over 10,000, so which is 25 over 10,000, which is our final answer. So we can see that according to that, the solution is this 25 over 10,000. Next question, 27. Arrange in descending order 1 over 4, 5 over 8, 7 over 9, and 1 over 3. So let's go to our video and see the answer to that as well. So let's look at this question. Arrange the following fractions in descending order: 1 over 4, 5 over 8, 7 over 9, and finally 1 over 3. So like we did before, that's 1 over 4, 5 over 8, 7 over 9, and 1 over 3. So let's see which one. So we are going from lowest, we are going from highest to lowest now. So which one is the biggest fraction here? That will be 7. Yes, that's one that's there, followed by, yes, this one, then the next one, and finally that one. That will be the smallest, so you can see the degree of fullness of the colors. So that's 7 over 9 first, 5 over 8 second, 1 over 3 third, and last but not least 1 over 4. So we can see that the answer to that is 7 over 9, 5 over 8, 1 over 3, and 1 over 4, which is this. Next question. Write 1991 in Roman numerals. So we can see the options here. So let's look at our video to see how we get the answer to that question. Alright, let's tackle this question. Write 1991 in Roman numerals. So let's break it down. 1990 and 1. So we know 1000 is m. We know now 100 is 1000 minus 100. So 1000 is m and 100 is c. But how do we arrange this? So when you have a number that before you get it, you have 1000 minus 100. Once the number in front is smaller than the number behind it, m, then you put the small number first. So that's subtraction. What is subtraction? So c becomes before m. So that's c m. So 90, same thing here. 100 minus 10. So 100 is c and 10 is x. So x will come before c since it's subtraction that you did there. So that will make it x and c, like you have there. And last but not least is 1, which is I. So when you put them together, that's m, c, m, x, c, I, which is your final answer. So we can see from the video that this is the answer, which is the first, MC, MC, MX, CI. Right, so question 29. Alright, all primary 6 pupils are to buy
a class copy of mathematics textbooks costing 3,500 naira. Use this information above to answer the questions. So the first question is, if there are 50 members of the class, how much will each member pay? So let's go to our video and see the answer to that. Okay, let's try this question. All primary 6 pupils are to buy a class copy of mathematics textbook costing 3,500 naira. If there are 50 members of the class, how much will each member pay? So let's begin. Textbook cost, that's equal to 3,500 naira. Number of pupils, that'll be equal to 50 pupils. So the amount each pupil will pay will be 3,500 naira over 50. 50 divided by 51, 50 divided by 3,500, that is 70, which is equal to 70 naira, which is your final answer. So from our video we can see that the answer is 70 naira, which is this. Let's go to the next question. Yes, so with that same question, they said if each member is levied 250 naira, how many members will contribute the money? So let's go to our video and see the answer. So let's look at the next part of that question. It's the same question like the last one. So if each pupil is levied 250 naira, how many pupils will contribute the money? So let's begin. So we know that textbook costs is equal to 3,500 naira. Then amount per pupil is equal to 250 naira. So number of pupils contributing, that'll be 3,500 naira over 250 naira. 250 divided by 251, 35 divided by 250, that's 14, which is equal to 14 pupils, which is your final answer. So as you can see, the answer is 14. Let's go to the next question. Find the circumference of a circle with radius 1.4 cm. Take pi to be 22 over 7. All right, so let's look at our video and see the solution to that problem. All right, find the circumference of a circle with radius 1.4 cm. All right, take pi to be 22 over 7. So let's draw the circle, and then we find the center, and then draw a line to join it at the circumference. That's our radius, which is 1.4 cm. So circumference of a circle is equal to 2 pi r. That's 2 times pi times r, which is the radius. So that's equal to 2 over 1 times 22 over 7 times our radius, which is 1.4 over 1. Alright, so this is equal to 2 over 1 times 22 over 7 times, now since 7 can go in 14, let's change 1.4 to 14 by multiplying by 10 to move the decimal point 1. So if we multiply by 10, it will become 14, and so we have to do the same thing for what is down. So we'll start by saying 1.4 times 10 over 1 times 10. So that's equal to 2 over 1 times 22 over 7 times 14 over 10. 7 divided by 7, 1. 14 divided by 7, that'll be 2. So this is equal to 2 times 22 times 2 over 10, which is equal to 88 over 10.
So we move decimal point once, that'll be 8.8, which is our final answer.
Alright, from the solution we can see the answer is 8.8 cm, which is this. Next question, question 32. Use the Venn diagram below to answer questions. Alright, so let's see the first question. How many students offer all three subjects? Let's look at our video and see what the answer is.
Alright, so let's look at the Venn diagram for this question. We have our first circle, we have our second circle, and we have our third circle. So so the first circle is mathematics, second is basic science, and third is English. So let's put the figures. We have 6 over there, 10, 11, 7, 8, and 3. So the first question is, how many students offer all the 3 subjects? So that will be where the 3 circles meet, and that section over there, and there's nothing there, so it is no student, which is your final answer.
So of course the answer is none according to the video. So let's see, none. 33. So question 33, with the same diagram, how many students offer numeral subjects? Let's look at the video and see how they got that 2, how that is got into.
So of course, with the same diagram, how many students offer only one single subject? And so mathematics, only mathematics 6, basic science 10 students, that's only one subject, and last English 11. So we add these 3 together, which is 6 plus 10 plus 11, which gives us 27, which is our final answer.
So as you can see, the answer is 27, which is this. Next question, 34. How many students offer both maths and basic science only? So let's look at our video and see the answer to that question.
So with the same Venn diagram, let's see how many students offer both mathematics and basic science only. So that is where the 2 circles intersect, and that is number 3. So the answer is 3.
So the answer is, of course, 3. Next question is question 35. So what is the place value of 7 in 967453? So let's look at our video and see how we get the solution to that question.
Okay, so this question is, what is the place value of 7 in 967453? So let's start with 9. There are about 5 spaces in front, so that's 5 zeros. That's 1 2 3 4 5, that's 900,000. 6, that'll be 4 spaces in front, that'll be 4 zeros, that's 60,000. 7, that'll be 7, 3 zeros, that's 7,000. 4, that'll be 2 zeros, and that is 400. 5, that's 1 0, that's 10, that's 50. And finally 3, which is just 3 units. So we are looking for 7. Alright, so we can see that 7 is 7,000. So that would be our answer. So that's 7,000.
So we can see that the answer is 7,000, which is this. Let's go to question 36. It said a piece of cloth was bought for 10,200 naira and was sold for 9,850 naira. What was the loss? So let's calculate loss, and let's check the video for the solution. Okay, so a piece of cloth was bought for 10,200 naira and was sold out for 9,850 naira. What was the loss? So let's begin. So loss is equals to cost price minus selling price. It is equal to, so the cost price is 10,200 minus selling price, which is 9,850. So by the time you subtract the two, that gives us exactly 350 naira, which is your answer. So from the video we can see that the answer is 350 naira. So question 37. All right, solve the equation m over 4 is equal to 11. All right, so let's go over to our video and see what it has in store for us. So the question is solve the equation m over 4 is equals to 11. So let's begin. So m over 4 is equal to 11 over 1. Then we cross multiply. So m times 1 is equal to 4 times 11. So that's m is equals to 44, which is your final answer. So from our video we see 44, m equals to 44, which is our answer. So let's go to the next question, 38. What is the LCM of 18 and 24? So over to our video and see how the answer comes about, what the solution is. So the question is, what is the LCM, that's the lowest common multiple of 18 and 24? All right, so let's go 18 and then of course 24. So the first multiple of 18 is 18, that's 18 times 1, 18. First multiple of 24 is 24, 24 times 1. Second multiple of 18 is 36. Second multiple of 24 is 48. Third multiple of 18 is 54. Third multiple of 24 is 72. That's 24 times 3. Fourth multiple of 18 is 72. Now we can see 72 in 18 and 24, which is the lowest, try the first among them. So therefore your answer is 72, since you can find it came first here and it came first there, which is the lowest common multiple. So that's your answer, 72. And of course from there we can see the answer is 72. Okay, next question, 39. Add these Roman numerals and leave your answers in Roman numerals. So MDL and CC. So let's look at the solution and see what our final answer is. Alright, so this question is, add these Roman numbers and leave your answer in Roman numerals, MDL and CC. So let's begin. M we know is 1000, D is 500, L is 50, which adds to 1550. So let's go to the next one, CC. So C is 100 and C again is 100, which gives 200. So 1550 plus 200, that's equal to 1750. So let's put this number in Roman numerals now. So let's break it down. 1000, that's M. 500, that's D. 100, that is C. 100 again, that is C. And then 50, that is L.
So altogether we have M D C C L, which is your final answer.
So the answer is of course D, MDCCL. It's 1750. So 40. So write in figure 6,891,754. Okay, so let's go to our video and see how the solution comes about. Alright, for this question, write in figures 6,891,754. So let's begin. Let's circle that's 6 million. So we know 6 million has 6 zeros, so that's 6,000,000,000. 6 million. Next, we have 891,000. So just 891,000, 3 zeros. And finally, we have 754. So that is 754. So let's put them all down. 4, 5, 7, 1, 9, 8, and 6. So that's how we write in figures at 6,891,754, which is the correct answer. And so the answer, of course, is this. That's 6,891,754. So the next question, question 41. Find the value of x in the diagram below. Okay, so you can see this a bit of geometry. So let's look at our video and see how we get the answer. So the question is, find the value of x in the diagram below. So let's look at our diagram. Yes, that's it. We can see x degree and 25 degrees there. So sum of angles on a straight line is always 180 degrees. So therefore x plus 25 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So therefore x is equal to 180 degrees minus 25 degrees. X is therefore equal to 155 degrees, which is your final answer. So from our video we can see the answer is 155 degrees. So next question is question 42. So arrange these fractions in ascending order. Okay, so let's look at our video and see what the answer would be. Alright, time for this question. So arrange these fractions in ascending order. 5 over 12, 3 over 10, 3 over 5, and 2 over 5. So this is 5 over 12, this is 3 over 10, this is 3 over 5, and this is 2 over 5. So we are going from small to big. So the smallest fraction first. So let's look which one is smallest here and put that down. Alright, so that's the smallest, followed by this one, followed by this one, and followed by this one. So you can see the fullness there. So the first is 3 over 10, second is 2 over 5, next is 5 over 12, and finally is 3 over 5, which is your answer. Alright, from our video we can see that the answer is question C. Is this, the third. So let's go to the next one, question 43. And it says find the volume of a cylinder of base radius 3.5 centimeters and height 12 centimeters. Take pi to be 22 over 7. So let's find the solution to that. Let's look at our video and see the solution. Alright, so this question is: find the volume of a cylinder with base radius 3.5 cm and height 12 cm. Take pi to be 22 over 7. So let's begin. So volume of a cylinder, the formula is pi r squared h, which equals to pi times radius squared, that's times height, which is equal to 22 over 7 times the radius is 3.5, so we take in per fraction and that becomes 7 over 2. We multiply it again since it's squared, so times 7 over 2, and then times the height, which is 12 cm. So let's divide 7 divided by 7 1, 7 divided by 7 1, 2 divided by 2 1, 2 divided by 22 11, by 2 1, 12 divided by 2 is 6, so that's equal to 11 times 7 times 6, which is equal to 462 centimeter cube, which is your final answer. So the answer is 462 centimeter cube, as we saw in the video. Which of these is not a property of a rectangle? Alright, so option A, the opposite sides are equal. Option B, all four angles are right angles. Option C, the opposite sides are triangle. Option D, the opposite sides are parallel. So let's look at our video and see which is correct, which is the correct option rather. So next question: which of these is not a property of a rectangle? So let's look at the first one. First one says the opposite sides are triangles. But is that correct? No. Next is the opposite sides are parallel. Is that correct? Yes. Next it says the opposite sides are equal, which is of course correct. And last but not least, it said all the four angles are right angles, which is correct. So that leaves us with the first one as the correct answer. So from our video we can see that this is the correct answer. The opposite sides are triangle, which is of course not correct. So let's go to question 45. So when a number is multiplied by 28, the result is 700. Find the number. So let's go to our video and see the solution to that question. Alright, the question is: when a number is multiplied by 28, the result is 700. Find the number. So let the number be x. So x times 28 is equal to 700. Therefore 28x is equal to 700. So you divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 28. So that gives us 28x over 28 times, that's equal to, rather, for 700 divided by 28. 28 divided by 28, 1. 20 divided by 28, 1. 20 divided by 28, 1. And then 700 divided by 28, and that gives us 25. So the answer is x is equal to 25, which is our final answer. So the answer is 25, which is this. Question 46. Find the area of the diagram below. Alright, we can see the diagram and we can see the options. So let's go to our video and see how to solve this problem. Okay, let's begin. Find the area of the diagram below. So let's look at the diagram. You can see that it's a combination of a rectangle and a triangle. So area of rectangle plus area of triangle is equal to the area of the diagram. So let's find the area of the triangle or the rectangle first. So that's length times breadth. The length we know is 7 cm and the breadth we know is 5 cm. So when you multiply those two, 7 cm times 5 cm, that will be 35 cm squared. So now let's get the area of the triangle, which equals to half base times height. So we can see now that that's 1 over 2 times, so half of the base, we can see the base is 9 cm totally here, but we know that the opposite side is 7 cm from the rectangle and then 9 cm is the total of the whole length. So this side will be 9 cm minus 7 cm, of course. So times 9 minus 7 cm over 1 times height, that's 5 cm over 1. So that gives us 1 over 2 times, that'll be 2 cm, 9 minus 7 is 2, over 1 times 5 over 1. So 2 divided by 2, 1, 2 divided by 2, 1 again. So we are left with 5 cm squared. So therefore area of rectangle plus area of triangle, which is the area of the diagram or shape, is equal to 35 cm plus cm squared plus 5 cm squared, which is equal to 40 cm squared. Final answer. So from our video we can see that this is the answer, 40 cm squared. 47. Alright, so question 47, what must be added to one whole number 2 over 3 gross to make 15 scores? So let's look at our video and see what the solution is. Okay, so let's begin with this question. What must be added to one whole number 2 over 3 gross to make 15 scores? So let's begin. So 1 gross we know is 144. 1 score we know is 20. So 1 over 2 over 3 gross therefore will be equal to, we change that to improper fraction, 3 times 1 3 plus 2 5, that's 5 over 3 times 144 over 1. 3 divided by 3 1, 144 divided by 3, that's just 48. So 5 times 48 gives us 214. So that's that. So let's go to 15 scores. So that's 15 times 20, since 1 square is 20, so that gives us 300. So now that we can see what the question is to, we can now say what must be added to 240 to make 300. So therefore we subtract 300 by 240, so that gives us 60, which is our final answer. So the answer is 60 according to what we just saw. Question 48. Take away the sum of 6.52 and 4.39 from 20. Alright, so let's look at our video and see how we solve that problem. Alright, let's begin this one. So, take away the sum of 6.52 and 4.39 from 20. So 6.52 plus 4.39. Let's draw a line. So 9 plus 2, 11, 1. Carry 1, so that's plus 1. So 5 plus 1 plus 3, that is 9. Put a decimal point. And then 6 plus 4, that is 10. So now you have to subtract that from 20. So 20.00 minus 10.91. Alright, so let's go. Put our decimal point. So 0 minus 1, that can't go. So because of that, we have to try and find a number that will go. So we'll try this one. This is still up to 1. The next one still up to 1. So now we'll try 2. Okay, so this is good. So remove 2. Move 1 from 2. The next one becomes 10. Alright. Remove 1 from there again. It becomes 9. The next one becomes 10. We'll take 1 again. It becomes 9. And then this becomes 10. So 10 minus 1, that is 9. 9 minus 9, that is 0. Our decimal point is already there. 9 minus 0, that is 9. And 1 minus 1, that is 0. So our final answer is 9.09. And so from there we see that the answer is this 9.09. Alright, question 49. A man spends 30% of his monthly salary on house rent and this amounts to 6,000 naira. What is his monthly salary? So we can see the options here. So let's look at our video and see the solution. Alright, so this question, a man spends 30% of his monthly salary on house rent and this amounts to 6,000 naira. What is his monthly salary? So let's begin. So let his monthly salary be x. So 30% of x is equal to 6,000. So 30 over 100 times x is equal to 6,000. So 30x over 100 is equal to 6,000. So that's 6,000 over 1. So we cross multiply, and so 30x times 1 and then 100 times 6,000. So that's 30x times 1 is equal to 100 times 6,000. So 30x times 1 is 30x, which is equal to 600,000. So divide both sides by 30. That's 30x over 30 is equal to 600,000 over 30. Alright, 30 divided by 31. 30 divided by 30 again, that's 1. 30 divided by 31. 600,000 divided by 30 is 20,000. So therefore x is equal to 20,000 naira. So we can see that the solution is this 20,000 naira. Question 50. Mary, Alice and Janet share 30,000 naira in the ratio 1 to 2 to 3. How much does Alice get? So over to our video and let's see the solution. Alright, let's tackle this question. Mary, Alice and Janet share 13,000 naira in the ratio 1 to 2 to 3. How much does Alice get? Alright, so let's begin. So if they share at ratio 1 to 2 to 3, so therefore Mary will be 1, Alice will be 2, ratio 2, and Janet will be ratio 3. And the total will be 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is 6. Alright, so let's calculate Alice's share. So her share will be, because Alice we know is 2, so that's 2 over 6 times 30,000 over 1. 6 divided by 6, 1, 6 divided by 30,000, that is 5,000, which equals to 2 times 5,000, which is equal to 10,000 naira, which is our final answer. So we can see the answer is options. The answer is 10,000 naira, which is this option here. So 251. Add 50 plus 9 plus 3 over 10 plus 7 over 100 and write your answer as a decimal. All right, so let's look at our video and see the answer to this question. All right, so let's tackle this question. Add 50 plus 9 plus 3 over 10 plus 7 over 100 and write your answer as a decimal. All right, so first of all, let's change the fractions to decimals. So 3 over 10, that's equal to 0.3. 7 over 100, that will be equal to 0.07 if you move decimal point twice. So 50 plus 9 plus 0.3 plus 0.07. So let's add it together. So 50.00, then 9.00, then 0.3. Remember, we align all the decimal points, then 0.07. So let's add them. So this is 7, this is 3, then point, this is 9, and last but not least, this is 5. So your final answer will be 59.37. And of course the answer is this 7, which is our final answer. So let's get to number 52 and see the question. It says the following are functions of the tongue except 2. Right, so we'll be looking at the options one by one. Support swallowing of food, to grind food in the mouth, detect the taste of food, support movement of food in the mouth, lastly soften food in the mouth. So the answer is grind food in the mouth, which is actually, that's a function of the teeth, not the tongue. So question 53. So the part of a flower that receives pollen grain during pollination is called stigma, filament, style, anther, or sepal. Alright, so what is the correct answer? The correct answer is, of course, stigma. So let's go to the next question, which is question 54. Alright, which of the following blood components helps in clotting? Alright, we have erythrocytes, plasma, red blood cells, platelets, and white blood cells. And so the answer is platelets. So let's go to question 55, and the question is, an example of organic acid is A, acetic, carbonic, sulfuric, hydrochloric, nitric. And the answer is, of course, acetic. So let's go to question 56, and the question is, the alkali used for soap production is dash hydroxide. So is it ammonia, is it calcium, is it magnesium hydroxide, is it lithium hydroxide, or is it sodium hydroxide? And the answer, of course, is sodium hydroxide. So let's go to question 57, and the question is, limestone is used in the production of dash. We can see it there: paint, rubber, cement, bronze, fertilizer. So what is our answer? So the answer is cement. So let's go to question 58, and the question is, the path which each planet moves around the sun is called its, is it orbit, axis, distance, line, or rotation? And the answer, of course, is orbit. So click that, and then to question 59, and that is, the weather symbol represented in the diagram below is. So let's look at the symbol, and this symbol signifies, is it fog, snow, mist, storm, or rain?
and the answer is rain. So let's click on it and then go to number 60. So number 60, when Ada pulls an object, she's applying A, force, B, weight, C, power, energy, and E, and that's work. So the answer is when you are pushing or pulling is force. All right, and that is the final answer. So we have come to the end of the quiz. All right, hope that has been very educational and instructive to you. Thank you for watching and for listening.